gotta watch 'em all. Pokemonth.
Giratina and the Sky Warrior takes place after the events of the previous film. As the renegade Pokemon and protector of the Distortion World, Giratina is furious at Dialga for getting into a fight with Palkia, causing irreparable damage across the multi-dimensions. When a little shaman gets caught up into their fighting, its Seed Flare causes an opportunity not only for Dialga to escape Giratina, but also to trap Giratina in its own Distortion World. Shaman runs across Ash and friends and demands that it takes it to the Flower Garden for the special Flower Bearing Festival. But Giratina and our villain of the film Zero are hot on their trails. Can Ash and friends protect Shaman, or will Zero's maniacal plans come to fruition and forever change the very fabric of time and space? Once again, we have another mythical Pokemon that's able to talk with telepathy, even though it's a grass type and not a psychic type. Yeah, despite being the gratitude Pokemon, Shaman is anything but gracious towards Ash and friends. Has a very snooty personality and very confident in itself, almost too confident at times. We do see a little bit of growth in Shaman's character throughout the film, though not so much as some of the other Pokemon that we've seen in past films. Like with Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. Or heck, even Mewtwo. But his Skyform is pretty cute. Giratina, like Darkrai, is more bark than bite, as it doesn't want to hurt Shaman, it just wants to have it use Seed Flare again so that it can escape its own Distortion World. The Distortion World itself is a very fun highlight of the film, as we're introduced to a new character, Dr. Newton Graceland, a researcher in the field of the Distortion World. We get to explore and figure out all the unique physics that this world has to offer. Like how Giratina is able to track down Shaman through any reflective object, like mirrors or water. Or how gravity can change on a whim. Our villain Zero is basically an angsty teen version of our villain from Team Galactic, Cyrus. His big goal in the film is to harness the power of Giratina to be able to enter into the Distortion World whenever he pleases. For he views the Distortion World as his paradise away from the real world. Gee, a guy who is very good with technology, wants to get away from the realities of life, and has his own digital waifu. This guy is a weeaboo if I ever saw it. The one thing this film is kind of lacking is things for Brock to do. He's left behind when Ash and Dawn get dragged into the Distortion World. And really, at this point in the anime series, Brock was starting to do less and less throughout the series, and it was kind of getting to that time when it was time for Brock to set off on his own anyways. And though this isn't the last film that we'll see Brock in, it's not the best one for him. However, the film ends on an ominous note, as Giratina seemingly is still chasing after Dialga. Overall, I felt the film was pretty good, has a beautiful ending, and was a little better than the last film. Tune in tomorrow when all the films come together in one final clash against the very fabric of creation itself.